Hello world. Today I want to tell you about a tool we call Snipsync. Snipsync was made to help mitigate the issues we face with code examples in software documentation. The problem with code examples in software documentation is that it can be very challenging to keep them up to date and free of bugs. It is super frustrating to come across a code example in documentation only to find out it doesn't work, or it lacks the context needed to understand how to implement it properly. Snipsync helps to mitigate these issues by reading code snippets directly from GitHub repo source files. Snipsync is a node module, and as such you can find it in the npm.js registry. At Temporal, we currently have it integrated with our documentation site at docs.temporal.io. The Temporal documentation site uses Docusaurus v2 to build the site. Documentation is written in Markdown, and Docusaurus converts it into usable JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. And we deploy the site via Netlify. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to use Snipsync. Let's say we have a template application in GitHub, and we have a tutorial in our Docusaurus site that is written in Markdown. Well, we know that the code in the application works because we can clone the repo and run the application. And in theory, this application code is subjected to the same rigorous review standards that any other production code might be. For any code that we want to showcase in our tutorial, we simply put Snipsync comment wrappers around it. You can see that the beginning wrapper includes a unique identifier string. In the tutorial, wherever we want this code to show up, we place the Snipsync comment placeholders, which refer to the unique identifier of the code snippet. When Snipsync runs, it will read the files from your GitHub repository, extract the code snippets, and merge them into the Markdown. By default, the tool will generate a link to the file in the GitHub repo that shows the file name and the relative path of where the code snippet came from. The Snipsync config file is where you specify which repositories to look for code snippets. You can leave the Refconfig blank if you want to look at the main branch, or you can pin it to a specific commit. The benefits of using this with Netlify is that you can specify the Snipsync command in the continuous deployment settings. This means that you can check in just the Snipsync placeholders in the tutorial, and Netlify will merge the code snippets in automatically whenever the site is built and deployed. If you are testing out the functionality, you can use the clear parameter to remove the code snippets from the Markdown after merging them. So, that's how Snipsync works. The tool is open source, contributions are welcome, and we hope you enjoy using it, and we'll see you out there.